we finally get to leave town. Yay! I'm headed down to Hamilton with a stop in Barrie. So it's going to be like 2 hours and a bit. And then I'm going to probably go to Orangeville? Maybe? Newmarket, maybe? Orangeville, probably. Anyway, I'm going to sleep overnight in some town between Barrie and Hamilton. And I'm going to be in Hamilton, hopefully, early in the morning. As soon as I wake up, use the facilities, grab a coffee. I want to be on the road and beating the traffic as much as possible in Hamilton. It is going to be a Saturday, so it's not going to be too bad. And then meet my nephew at my sister's house, load up the massive roll of wool insulation that they've gifted me, then hightail it back to North Bay so that I can take it out of my car, so I've got a place to sleep tomorrow night. So I have to do the full drive tomorrow, which is 4 to 4.5 hours. Barrie this afternoon, Orangeville or Newmarket tonight, Hamilton tomorrow. I might even go as far as Ancaster tonight. I'll see how I feel. But I know I definitely want to stop and see my son and daughter-in-law. My arms are aching for a hug. Because I've been so stuck in one town for so long, and I haven't been traveling since last summer at all, I really was stuck in this little box that I built for myself. And as Chrome said, it's like brick walls. And I told him, take down the brick walls and make them into a road. He thought it was a great idea. Yay me. Thank you, Chrome. I'm turning my brick wall into a road because I can't do this anymore. I've been thinking the last couple of weeks how much I want to get out of town. I'm starting to go crazy. I love my job, the property management job. I don't like the pizza delivery job, but I cannot quit it. I can't afford to quit. It's not paying me enough to get ahead. Right now, if you can imagine, the water line is here, and I'm just paddling like a little duck. Like I'm just underneath the water. But I'm not getting anywhere. I just feel like I'm going in circles. So, one of my little legs is broken. Crazy analogy, but that's how I feel. I'm just going in circles. I'm not getting ahead. And I've had all winter. I've had December, January, February, March, April, May. That's like 6 months to get ahead. I have no savings. I got $23. Whoop-de-doo. I've had to use the savings that I had to fix my car. I haven't been able to build them up because I'm not working enough delivering pizzas to get ahead, to have extra. She's only been scheduling me for 1 or 2 days per week. And when I'm scheduled for 3, sometimes rarely 4, those 2 days that I make money, I'm using to play catch up for the last couple of weeks. This past week, she had me scheduled for 2 days. That's what the money I'm using to go down to Hamilton. Today is Friday. I don't work till, I think she's got me scheduled for Friday and Saturday, or Thursday and Friday. I have to check, but just 2 days next week. And one of them is a short day. It's not even a close, although I hate closes. So with only 2 days, I'm just surviving. My property management job, I get paid Tuesday, but I'm already in overdraft. So that's covering my overdraft with a couple of $100 left over to pay my bills. I'm just treading water. That's all I'm doing. I am not getting ahead. So one or both of those jobs have to go. My boss did tell me, the property management job, she told me that they were after a couple more properties, and would I be interested in managing 2 properties? And I sort of looked at her and I said, "Oh, really? Do you think I'm good enough for that?" She, "Oh, yeah." She says, "You're learning, and the second one will be so much easier." Apparently, the office that I am in is one of the busiest offices, and at other properties that other employees manage, they're sitting around reading and not doing much of anything. It's pretty steady. So she says, "Yeah, if we can get one that's not quite as busy, yeah, no problem. You just have to be there. Answer the phone, a few emails, stuff like that." And I thought, I'd rather have two really, really busy offices so that I don't know if I'm coming or going. Because I have no problem starting at 6 o'clock in the morning or working till 8 o'clock until I get my bus. Once I get my bus, I'm going to want to spend as much time as I possibly can working on it. But last week I put in only 23 hours, so my paycheck is not going to be that great. I really needed to work today to push it towards the 30 hours just to have a decent paycheck. I'm just, like I said, I'm just treading water. And it's really, really frustrating. I need a job that pays more. But I like this job so much. It's a really, really tough decision. There's no guarantee that I'm going to get a second property. But I can't deliver pizza anymore. I can't do it. Especially since I'm putting my car up for sale probably this coming week. Because the sooner I sell it, the sooner I can get my bus. They actually, the ones that I was looking at, they go up for sale in July. So I've got a month. If I have to wait till August, I'm screwed. I don't know, we'll see what happens. When I start thinking about the logistics of selling this car, getting the bus, and then still having to have transportation until I get the bus plated. But I think this next month I'm going to have to do a lot of research, and I'm going to have to come up with some money. So I either take on another delivery job because it's easy money until I sell the car, or I get another part-time job, office work, or I get one good full-time job. The logistics are what have me scratching my head. Because the minute I sell my car, I have to have something else, because I'm not sleeping under a trash can or in a doorway somewhere. I did think of one thing that I had done a couple of years ago when I first moved to North Bay. I had purchased a trailer, but I was waiting on delivery. So while I was waiting, I was working up here in North Bay. I bought myself a tent, one that I could stand up in. I bought a cot, and I set myself up a really nice little home in a campsite. And I was paying $600 a month, which wasn't bad, but I didn't have to give up my car for that. When I got the trailer, of course, then I was paying $800 a month. You know what? It feels good to be on the road. God, I wish I didn't have to go back to North Bay. I wish I was in my bus right now traveling, because everything is green. It's absolutely gorgeous. Let me turn you around. See all the green? Isn't that beautiful? I know, it's got a blue tinge to it because my windshield has a blue thing at the top. Sorry. Okay, so where are we? We just passed a little town called Schaumburg, and we are going to sleep at a trailhead tonight because the other options are Walmarts. Yay, I'm not sleeping in a Walmart if I can help it. I hate sleeping in a Walmart. I hate sleeping in parking lots. I want a little bit of trees around me. So I found this really nice spot. Hopefully there won't be no signage saying, no overnight parking. And it is at the trailhead, so it should be quiet after everybody goes home. which is a good thing. So we'll see when we get there. Oh, I'm tired. It's been a very long day for me. I haven't traveled very far. But far enough. Quiet. Looks like I've got the lot to myself. And that's my view. I get to look at some trees going up a big hill. This is called the Palgrave Forest and Wildlife Area. Very cool. No washrooms here, of course, but this is home for the night. That's how far the highway is, and it's probably not that busy because it's more of a side road. So I might just go for a walk. You never know. It's still early. It's only 8 o'clock, and it's still really light out, so I was gonna sit and park and play with my ukulele for a little bit and just relax, but I think I need to stretch after driving. I went all the way from North Bay to Barrie, and that took me 2.5 hours. And then I went from Barrie to the en route because I had to pee really bad. I stopped there, stretched my legs a little bit, and then I drove here. I wasn't sure where I was going to stay, but I was kind of leaning towards Orangeville, and you go out that road, hang a left, and hang another left, and eventually you end up in Orangeville, and that way I can come down the regular highways, stay off the 400 series highways, and the QEW going through Toronto. I'm just trying to avoid that because I'm so glad my sister is no longer in Hamilton. This is the absolute last time that I will probably ever be in Hamilton. I'm hoping that I'll wake up around 5 tomorrow morning because that'll put me well ahead of traffic. I have coffee and sugar and creamer and everything I need except water. I don't have water to make coffee, so I can't even make myself coffee in the morning. I guess it'll have to wait until I get to someplace that has coffee. There's bound to be a Tim Hortons somewhere. There was a Tim Hortons everywhere. Oh, I need this coffee. After I get that roll of insulation, then I can eat. So I'm just gonna drive into Hamilton right now and see where life takes me. Okay, so we're an hour out of Hamilton. I've texted my nephew, and I have decided that it is best to travel on the byways. In Canada, we have what they call the 400 series highways, and they're great, and they're wonderful because they're usually, 4 to 8 lanes, and you're traveling at 100 kilometers an hour or more, most people more, and they're great from getting to point A to point B. However, I don't have a timeline. I'm feeling a little bit rushed because I kind of want to get into Hamilton before the majority of traffic starts. Usually to go from the north, you would take Highway 11 to Highway 400 and then hop on either the 401. Yeah, you would hop on 401 or the 407. The 407 is a toll road. And then to Hamilton, you would have to get off the QEW. And from about Newmarket, a little bit below, south of Newmarket, down, traffic starts to get really heavy. And the closer you get to Toronto, the heavier it gets. It used to be that you could go through Toronto before rush hour, after rush hour, anytime at night, and you would sail through it. Nowadays, It's a frickin' parking lot 24/7. I prefer driving where I can at least see some trees occasionally, or a forest, or a lake, or a river, or something. Something to break the monotony of seeing a car's rear end constantly in front of me. So last night, I decided at the last minute, I had to get off the highway to go east to Orangeville or west to Newmarket. Either town would have been okay. I got off the highway and went into a car park, and I looked at iOverlander, and I found a really nice little spot at a trailhead where I stayed last night. Perfect spot to sleep in for a night. I was not disturbed at all. You don't find that on the 400 series highway at all. You have to get off the highway in order to find those spots. There are like gas stations and whatnot around that you can stay at, but they're busy, they're noisy, they're congested. So I'm now on Highway 24, and I'm just going to follow that around. I believe it turns into number 6 at some point, or I have to turn again, but we'll get there. I mean, you can't get lost. If you make a wrong turn somewhere, you stop, go back. The byways that I prefer to travel, they're so much nicer because there's scenery. Yes, it's a slower pace. They're usually about 80 kilometers an hour, but you run into little towns and you have a chance to stop and stretch your legs. There's little picnic areas along the way sometimes. There's all kinds of things to see. It's a slower drive to get somewhere, but it's a far superior drive than just going on the highways. Gives you a chance to explore if you've got the time. I'm not going to take the time on this trip because I'm kind of on a mission to get that roll of insulation, and then I have to get it out of my car, and my storage unit closes at 8 o'clock, so I have to be back in North Bay by 8 o'clock, or I've got nowhere to sleep because that roll is going to take up the entire back end. Okay, so we're 8 kilometers from Erin and 40 kilometers from Guelph. And we're headed to Highway 6 to go down into Hamilton. Isn't that pretty? See some beautiful farmland. Here's the difference between driving on a country road and major 403. Yeah, you see green, but it's hidden behind walls.